We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back. That is from Lost, the hit TV show on ABC. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. One of the characters from Lost, Kate Austin, is played by, and I gotta say, played by exceptionally well, Evangeline Lilly. She is also in the movie we're here to talk about today, Ant-Man. She plays Hope Van Dyne. I gotta say, Evangeline Lilly, she holds a special place in my heart because of this show. Lost is the most influential show. Like, there's a lot of influential shows and movies for me, but Lost probably has to rank number one. And Kate's a major character in this show. So that's why I always have a soft spot for Evangeline Lilly. I'm recording this episode with my dogs in the room. They're running around. They're looking at the mics and stuff. And I just want to see how much they're going to derail me. Miles, no. I love these little guys. I love them. I love you guys. You have all your toys. Go play with your toys so your the dog can finish the episode, okay? I talk to my dogs like Scott Lang talks to his ants, except the ants can actually understand him. Ant-Man came out in 2015. All right, so it's right after Age of Ultron to end this phase 2 of Marvel, which is weird. I guess why wouldn't it come out before? Even though like they're not connected at all. It doesn't tie into Age of Ultron, but you'd think that Age of Ultron would be the final movie in the phase, and I feel like this is the thing they do where they don't end off on the Avengers film. But I guess the phases are arbitrary, right? Like what really defines the end of a phase? It's more the end of the saga that really has a conclusion, you know? On a budget of $170 million, Ant-Man did very well with a respectable $520 million. Good job. This movie was a lot of fun. It was a good time. It didn't disappoint. It didn't exactly like wow me, but I really enjoyed it. Sometimes that's all you want out of a movie, right? You just want to sit back, relax, and have fun. You don't want to think too hard. You want to have some good laughs, and you want to enjoy some good action. That's what Ant-Man had. It had laughs. It had action. It had some cool sci-fi elements. It was just, yeah, it was great. Paul Rudd also is one of my favorite actors. He's got such a good personality, just seeing him in interviews. And I don't really watch celebrity interviews, but I kind of see them when I'm scrolling through my shorts feed. I see how celebrities, I guess they show clips of the interviews on the shorts feed on YouTube. So sometimes I see those. But I've seen a couple interviews, and Paul Rudd's like he's like a really fun guy. He has an ongoing bit with Conan O'Brien that I love, where he tells Conan he's going to show a clip from one of his movies, and it ends up being from this like crappy E.T. ripoff. He was also in Friends. He was Phoebe's husband. He was Phoebe's endgame in Friends. I would say the humor element of Ant-Man was driven by Michael Pena. Bro, that guy is so funny. Just the dead stare and how he tells us. For those of you who don't remember, he's the guy, he tells a story and it narrates through all these people, like with him as the voice. So you kind of have some guys like, yeah, so I was talking to this one guy and he said, yo, this man's mad sick and he's got this sick save. So he's like talking like that, but then it's his voice going over the people he's talking about when they do the flashbacks. It's really funny. He just gives this stupid stare at Scott throughout the film whenever he's trying to talk to him. It's so funny. When they go miniature, that's also really hilarious. Like you'd have the Yellow Jacket just, oh no, a train's coming right at the Yellow Jacket, and then all of a sudden you just see this little toy train just knocked back. So good. Should I say MODOK or should I say Yellow Jacket? No, we're going to stick with Yellow Jacket. Or we could say Darren Cross, you know. Darren Cross also works. Performed by Corey Stoll. T.I. is actually one of the guys that work with Paul Rudd when they're doing this stuff. Like his, like, I guess you call him his heist buddies. T.I.'s like gone into acting a little bit more, eh? He's a really good actor. He's also like got some really good music. Sick Beats Bro. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but I want to single him out. David Dastmalchian. He also played Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad, for those of you who don't know. I just saw a movie of his, Late Night with the Devil, and he was incredible in that film. I loved it. I typically don't like horror movies, but he's really good. I'm really happy he was able to do his own project because he really is an exceptional actor. One thing that I really liked the after credits as well. It was cool seeing Hope's face when she saw the suit. It was really nice seeing a potential scene from Civil War, which is the next film we're gonna watch. It's like, it's similar to what I talked about in last week's episode. Marvel at this stage of the game had a clear vision. You knew where they were going. You knew what stories they wanted to tell, and they were consistent. We had, for example, in this phase, we had the first Thor, another Thor, we had another Captain America, and we had another Iron Man. Okay? Then we had the Avengers. So you had one of each of the Avengers, basically, and then an Avengers team up. Then you introduced 2 new characters in Guardians and Ant-Man. It's simple. Like, you just had that. That's all they had in this phase. Then in the next phase, all those people got a second movie. They were the next people to get movies. So it's not like we're constantly introducing new characters and we're telling different stories. They had one linear story they were telling. And it was the multiverse saga. It was a saga, or multiverse. I keep saying that's the current saga. It's the Infinity Saga. So everything was connected to the stones. All the stories being told were related to the stones. Now it just feels even if they have a connection, they're not making it very clear to us. And then you have that whole mess with Jonathan Majors, and it's just weird, like, just recast him. Come on. It's not working. What they're trying to do right now, it's just not cohesive enough. Even in Ant-Man, you could feel that cohesion in that after credits scene. I would say, to be fair, the Marvels had that cohesion too in the end, but I guess that's what we're talking about here. But there just wasn't enough. We need Marvel to pick the characters who will lead this next era of Marvel, and then just stick with those stories. Don't have a bunch of different stories. You don't know what's connected. If you ask me, this next this multiverse saga should be led by Doctor Strange. He should be the main guy. Then you have Spider-Man. Then you have Scarlet Witch, and you have Vision. Then you add in what's his name? The new Captain America, Sam Wilson. You add him in, and that's it. Just keep those characters. Maybe there's 1 or 2 more, but Shang-Chi you should have too. So you have those guys. You have your core, your senior people in Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, and then you have these other smaller characters, and you tie them all together. And just stick with that. And have those movies come out. We would have these movies every single year. What's going on? I'm getting sidetracked, but it's just frustrating. Okay? Let's get to our power rankings for the week. And off on a more positive note. I'm going to start from number 12 and work my way up. So number 12 was Iron Man 3. Yeah, that's right. Ant-Man was not the worst one. Number 11 was Thor Dark World. Number 10 was Iron Man 2. And number 9, cracking the top 10, 12 movies, but whatever, is Ant-Man. So Ant-Man, to me, passed Iron Man 2, and then Iron Man 3, and then Thor Dark World, the third Thor movie. I enjoyed that film better than those ones. I know a lot of you would think I'm crazy, but I just really had a lot of fun with this one. Now let's remind everyone where we stand by finishing off these power rankings. The first Thor is number 8. The Hulk is number 7. The first Iron Man is number 6. Age of Ultron is number 5. The first Captain America is number 4. The first Guardians of the Galaxy is number 3. The first Avengers movie is number 2. And then holding top spot in our rankings is Winter Soldier. That's where we stand now. Tune in next week to find out where the third Captain America film will rank when we talk Civil War.